Welcome to this week's Your Stock Request for the 6th of April. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have EBOS, Structural Monitoring, Select Harvest, Fisher & Paykel and Superior Resources. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you've signed up to our free newsletter, but my stock tips come out every Tuesday in the Dynamic Investor Report, so make sure you are getting that report. But if you do enjoy these videos, we'd love you to share them on social media or even leave us a review. Our main business is in portfolio management, so if you'd like to have a trading account with me and have me guide you with the buying and the selling, then please let me know. And all the advice here is general only. So we've got EBO. If we just start off with a weekly chart, we could see that it's definitely had a nice uptrend there for a while. Just coming back to the daily, we could see a bit of an ugly looking sort of sell-off here at the start of the year, but it has managed to recover and get back to the old high, and now it's just consolidating under that high. So generally this all looks good. I'd just be looking for some sort of upside break for the buy signal. You've got these sort of long candles here, so I suppose pinpointing the exact price would be a little bit difficult. I guess maybe you'd want to close above about 44, but basically just looking for that upside break. Okay, structural monitoring. So I'll just zoom out. So obviously it's come back a long way, sort of leveled out here. Sort of interesting to see these moves here. So, initially we had this big volume bounce off the low. Potentially that could have been a buy signal, but I think once it consolidated, then gave you another one, a higher low, big volume. That was, I think a bit more of an obvious buy signal in early March. It's rallied these fairly well since. It looks like there was a bit of a resistance level here, so another upside break, potential buy signal, and now we're up here. Look, I know that it's you got this sort of long wick here on the candle, but it's really only just gone sideways. So I think at the moment, to me, it just looks like it's consolidating, and it should still have some further upside. Okay, Select Harvest. Obviously it hasn't done very well over time, but just zooming in, a couple of interesting things I've noticed. There were a couple of days here where it obviously got sold off to like a new low and then recovered very strongly on volume. Tried to recover, then it did the same thing, sort of gapped down, marginally went to a new low, but recovered as well. So I think you've potentially got a reliable sort of double bottom there. There clearly has been a lot of buying down at those levels. And then you've got what looks like a breakout here the other day, but then it failed, only to quickly reverse back, and now it's back above that breakout line. So it does look like it wants to head higher from here. Potentially it's even a buy here, and you say pick this recent low a couple of days ago as your stop, but it does look like there's support, and it does look like it should head higher. Okay, Fisher & Paykel. We had this one in the Dynamic Investor Report not that long ago. We had this sort of interesting to see, a resistance level, a breakout, sort of gap up on volume, which would have been a buy signal. And as it kept going, you then had this sort of sideways consolidation sitting on top of this high, which was a really good sign. You just needed to wait for a break, whether it was a downside or upside. And it does look like in the last few days we're getting that upside break. So, it does look like it's now a buy, and it should head higher from here. Okay, SPQ. So we can see that it's generally been range bound for the last year and a bit. At the moment it's sort of in the middle of that range. If we're looking at the lows down here and the highs up here, maybe even a little bit to the top of that range now. So I guess longer term, you need to see this massive sideways range finish up with, hopefully an upside break. I mean, in the short term, maybe you've got a higher low here, so potentially this bounce is a buy, where you have a stop down here, looking to maybe get some resistance here. Not the best sort of risk reward, but maybe there's a short-term trade in that. Okay, well, that's all for this week. If you have a request, send it through and I'll try to cover it next Thursday.